Hey, good morning. Welcome to day 13, Friday here for us. We've been working our way through this prayer. God, help us to see people the way you see them and help our hearts to break for the things that break your heart. And we've really been taking a look at some different statistics, different things about our world, and now the momentum or the emphasis is kind of shifted to what kinds of things do we do? As I really take a look at my own life, it's been more a sin of omission than it has been of commission. I haven't gone out and actively worked against the poor or anything like that. I just taught myself to ignore them, to just not be involved in kind of what's going on. And I think the church has a history of being on the wrong side of issues. If you think of just the short history of our own country, and it could go back way farther than that, but just this short history of our own country, the church was certainly on the wrong side of the marginalization of Native Americans when we came over here and pushed them out of their land. The church was certainly, for the most part, especially in the South, very much on the wrong side of slavery and racial segregation in our country, and it was so slow in getting back on the right track and getting on the right side. I just recently read where Martin Luther King Jr. said one of his most discouraging things during the whole fight for equality, racial equality in our country, was the lack of voice from the white church. When you think of the AIDS pandemic and how the church has historically been on the wrong side of the AIDS pandemic, in my opinion, and in condemning the disease and pronouncing it as a judgment against the sinners rather than coming to the aid and the relief to those who were suffering in apartheid in South Africa, how little we really spoke up for so long in those situations. I mean, just in the short history of what's going on in the last couple hundred years, we've been historically on the wrong side. And I pray that we would now wake up and not be on the wrong side of relief towards the poor of our world. I mean, we really can make a difference if we could just as a church stop being so cautious and start being courageous. I would encourage you, if you didn't hear the message from last week at Westgate, I really wrestled with some of the things that are going on with us and how we're using our money and how as a church we're using our money. And man, I hope you'll take the time to listen to that. I want to close with a verse that we looked at in 1 Peter chapter 2. Dear friends, I urge you as aliens and strangers in the world to abstain from sinful desires which wage war against your soul. Live such good lives among the pagans that though they accuse you of doing wrong, they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day he visits us.